Saturday at like 8:30 in the morning, and I have to leave soon to go to work. And today is my last day at my current job. Wow. I didn't really, like, I put in my notice at my job 2 weeks ago, and the 2 weeks have just kind of flown by. Like, I can't believe, like, after today I will be unemployed. But yeah, I wanted to kind of update you guys in this vlog a little bit about, like, my life, what's going on with me, because I pre-filmed 4 videos. My third one went up last night, I believe, or the night before. It is my, like, really quick everyday makeup look that I've been doing, like, all summer. And I haven't really updated you guys because I put in my notice, like, right after I had filmed those videos, and I haven't been on camera since then. So 2 weeks ago, I made the decision to put in my notice at work, and there are a lot of reasons why. I'm going to try to, like, tell you guys the reasons, but also not be too detailed, just because I just get nervous about talking about anything when it comes to work, whether past or present, just because of the fact that I don't know if a work could necessarily sue me for anything that I said online. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But I also think of it as these people will get phone calls about me from future jobs and will be asked for references, and if I say something negative and they find out and they don't like it, they could probably, like, give me a really bad reference. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear the fans. This is probably going to be, like, the worst sound quality ever. I should have thought this through a little bit more. But I'm sitting on my bedroom floor because I'm getting ready for work, so the main reason why I'm quitting my job is because of the drive. I live about an hour away now, as you guys know. Back in June, I made the decision, well, actually back in May, because my lease here started in May. But, back in May, I made the decision to move into this apartment. I moved from the town I was working in to the town where my boyfriend lives, so I could be closer to him, because just being an hour away from him was really hard, and my lease was ending at my other apartment, and the two choices were to either re-sign that lease and then have another year where I'm an hour away from him, or I decide to move here. And I made the decision to move here, and when I had moved here, of course, like, the first thought was to start applying for different jobs, and I actually had done that, and I had been offered 3 different jobs in that time. And I turned them down because I kept saying to myself that I didn't want to give up my current job unless I found something that I was actually going to prefer, and something that was actually going to be better for my life and for my future. And so I made the decision that I would stay at my current job until the drive wasn't worth it anymore. And the drive now just ended up not being worth it. Financially, it was a lot. Basically, the amount I get paid minimum wage at my job, plus tips, which it only rounds out to be about, I would say on average, I would get like 40 bucks a day. So, yeah, financially, the drive just wasn't worth it anymore. I was having to spend all of my tip money on gas to get to and from work, and on, like, oil changes, because obviously those came quicker than earlier because I'm driving so many more miles, and I'm very, like, I like to change my oil when it gets past the date they put on, like, your oil change sticker on your car. That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. And so financially it was really hard, and I think, did I mention in the vlog I had asked for a raise? I think I did, and he had said yes, my boss, and said, well, he said, like, I'll get back to you really soon, I just have to look at what I'm paying you, where you should be. But the way that he had made it sound, it was going to be, like, on my next paycheck. And so my next paycheck came around, and I didn't see it, but I thought, well, maybe it was too soon and like whatever. So then another paycheck comes around and I still hadn't seen it. And this is like a month, because I get paid every other Friday. It's about a month from when I had asked. So then I went to him and I said, hey, I just wanted to like see if you ever saw like if you were gonna raise my hourly wage a little bit. And he told me he wasn't going to raise it until I improved some stuff. I guess I needed to improve on like ticket times, he said, and on like the way I talk to my coworkers, which made no sense to me because I'm actually really friendly with all my coworkers. And said basically that like once he could see that I want to do a good job here, he'd be willing to do more for me. Now this is after a meeting I had had with him and my kitchen manager, where he had basically told me he would like me to stay on until at least the end of October, if not more. Like obviously I would have a year-round job there, but he would really like me to stay at least till the end of October to help him out. And that's when I had asked for my raise, because I figured it was a good time to do it. I had been there for a year and a half. I still was making the same amount I have since I started, and so I had asked, and the way he had sounded, it was like he had said yes, but he said I had to improve on stuff before I could get my raise, and that he'd be willing to do more for me if he could see I wanted to do a good job. Now, back this time last year, I would say probably in September, October of last year, I had posted a vlog, and I'll have it linked down below for you guys to go check it out. And it was a vlog where I had taken myself to the movies, and if you guys remember, I had taken myself to a movie because I needed to get my mind off some stuff that was going on, and I was crying a lot in that video and all that. And the reason I was so upset that day was because I had just had a meeting with the same managers, my boss and my kitchen manager, and they had basically told me, not they, actually, my kitchen manager has always been very nice to me. He's never said anything too negative to me, but the owner, so my actual boss, said to me that I had a really crappy attitude, that I wasn't a good employee, like I needed to improve on so many things. And this was after a summer where I had given up a lot of time to be there. Like I only had maybe one day off a week, and like they would have to argue with me to have a day off because I was there all the time. I wanted to be there all the time. I wanted to help out as much as I could, do all that, and to put in so much effort over the summer. So then at the end of the summer, I'm finally coming down from this busy season, proud of myself of all the stuff I had accomplished, all of the hours I had put in there. Like in a 2-week period, like on my pay stub, it said I had worked like 126 hours for 2 weeks. And so it was just really hard. And it's not necessarily like everything he had said in that meeting wasn't true, because I'll admit, towards the end, I was burnt out. I was tired. I couldn't really take any sort of bullshit anymore. So I was putting up an attitude, and there were times that the owner would lecture me about things that I personally just didn't think really mattered, and I would just walk away from him, because he is just the kind of person that's very nitpicky and very like micromanaging, that he will lecture you about the most simplest things that you're like, that's honestly what you're worried about, like having a broom in a corner he doesn't want the broom in, or you know, anything like that. So after that meeting, and I had posted that vlog, and I was very upset, and it took a lot for me to stay. I will admit, I thought about leaving because I just couldn't really do it anymore. After that, like I just felt done. But I decided to just keep staying on and kind of sticking it out and trying to work on myself a little bit, because, you know, it's not necessarily that I took that meeting and just like didn't do anything, but I did try to work on my attitude. And then, you know, end of December, January comes, I meet my current boyfriend, and I decide to move here. And then, so it's kind of like a full circle kind of thing. And then when I had decided to put in my notice that week, the owner had been very disrespectful to me and to other employees. I was seeing the way he was treating other employees, and I just decided that I couldn't work for him anymore. And so I put in my notice with my kitchen manager and gave it 2 weeks, and now the 2 weeks ends today, and today is my last day. So it's gonna be a really hard day. Like, I know I'm gonna cry all day. I feel emotional right now, but like yesterday I had to say goodbye to a coworker that I was pretty good friends with. Like, we would hang out sometimes after work and whatnot, and I started crying. And I know I'll start crying today. I feel like I'm gonna start crying now, but I just knew that I couldn't do it anymore. Like, I knew I couldn't work there anymore. And like, Cody would say to me, like, for the past 2 weeks or so, you have come home and you've just been either angry or in tears or just upset about something that happened that day, and you've just been so miserable. And he's right. Like, I have been miserable at that job for a while now, and I'm not saying that every day has sucked. Like, there are days where I'm so happy there, and like, I put in my 2 weeks. These past 2 weeks, it's been great there, and it makes me question, like, did I make a good decision? But I knew, like, for my future and for what I decided for my life, moving here an hour away and all that, I just had to do it. And I tried to stay on until I found the next job. It's not like I can schedule an interview, after my shift ends at 3 and then I'm able to go to it because I'm an hour away. And a lot of people will be like, I'll tell them, I'm like, well, this is my only day off, and they're like, well, this doesn't work for us. Can you come in at Monday at 1? And then I'm like, no, because I work 8 to 4 that day. Like, I can't, it's been so hard because I can't schedule interviews with my work schedule. And so that's why I also decided, I also knew it would force me to find another job, because I also feel like it's taken me so long to get a new job after being so unhappy, because I was comfortable there. I knew the job. I was trained. And the thought of starting a new job where I would be retrained on stuff, whether it's a cooking job or whatever other job it is I take, I knew I would have to be retrained. And so that's what took me so long, is because I hate that feeling of being new at places, because it's uncomfortable. And because I was so comfortable at my job, I decided to stay on. But I just couldn't do it anymore, guys. Like, I wish I could get into more detail. I wish I could get into the nitty-gritty and tell you every single thing that has happened that has led me to this decision, but it just boils down to not being able to work there anymore. And I told my kitchen manager when I put in my notice, it was nothing he did, it was nothing that my coworkers did. I just can't work for the owner anymore. And it's been a hard couple of weeks. When I first put in my notice, for the first couple of days, I just was in tears all the time. I was just so upset. Like, all day, I would just start crying, and Cody would be like, what is wrong? And it was just because I just, like, felt defeated. Like, I just felt so low, because I was seeing it as I was seeing putting in my notice and having to leave as me being defeated, when in reality, it's supposed to be a positive thing, because I'm leaving something where I was unhappy to try to find something that will make me happy. So it's been a really hard 2 weeks, and today's gonna be so hard. I just know I'm gonna cry like all day, especially when I have to say goodbye to my kitchen manager, because he is probably the reason why I've stayed so long, because he is like the greatest manager I'll probably ever have. But I just couldn't do it anymore, and I told him, I said, I can't keep working with you and not, I can't work with you and not work for him, because it's impossible. So it's gonna be a really hard day today, which is why I wanted to come on camera, because, like, I like to tell you guys everything. I like to let you in on my life, because I've been doing this for a long time, and I've told you guys pretty much all my business. I've told you about every move I've had. I've told you about roommate situations that have been shitty. I've pretty much told you from the start of when I, like, met my boyfriend and, like, meeting him the first time. So, like, I feel like I share a lot of my business with you guys. And so I wanted to like get on camera and talk about this, and I thought about waiting and doing like a formal, but I just feel like it's better if I just vlog the next couple of days, because today's going to be a somewhat exciting / emotional day for leaving my job, and then tomorrow is Cody and I's 6-month anniversary, and we're going to do a date night and all that. So yeah, but I need to get going and get to work. So before I go to work, I do want to show you guys, I have hives all over my legs and on my arms, and like I have some like on my, and I have some like on my sides, on my boobs. I'm having them all over my body, and I feel like I've tried everything, and I'm like at a wit's end. Future editing Melissa here to let you guys know that I actually went to the doctor about my heat rash, and I'm on 10 days of prednisone, hydroxyzine, and a stronger hydrocortisone. Hello, it has been about almost a week. Today's Thursday, August 8th, August 9th. I don't know what day it is, honestly. My last day was last Saturday, which was August 3rd. And that was when I had last been on camera. I haven't vlogged or done anything in reference to like filming in a little bit, but I'm getting ready to go to an interview, and so I thought I would just talk to you guys while I just quickly got ready. I'm just gonna be doing the same makeup look I did in my last video, I believe, or the video before that, the video before my Empties video, which is my like quick worry-free kind of makeup. I'll have the video linked down below. But I wanted to kind of update you guys on some stuff. So, as of right now, I have a job. It is a job I don't want, but at the same time, it's a job. And I don't know if I should really say the company, but you know what? I don't really care. So I got hired at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't want to work there, not even a little bit, but I was starting to have panic about the fact that I'm not employed anymore. I don't have a job, and it's really stressing me out because I have no money. I have 90 cents in my bank account and $20 in cash in my name, to my name, and it's stressing me out because I will have one last check from my last job, which was for a week's worth of hours, but I did work 6 days that week, so hopefully it will be a decent one that can hopefully help towards rent September 1st, because before I know it, that's going to be coming. Support from my family and from my boyfriend have been great, but I'm just, honestly, you guys, I'm struggling. I really am, and the reason why I want to come on camera and talk about this is because this is the first time I've ever experienced this sort of thing in any way. I've never left a job without knowing what the next thing was. I've never been unemployed, like, intentionally since I started working when I was 18, and this has not been an easy week for me. You know, my sister's been talking about her going on vacation next week, and how she's so excited, she's like counting it down, and here I am, and I'm like, I'm on a vacation I don't even want. Like, this is a vacation I didn't want at all. The last thing I want to be doing is sitting at home wondering if I'll get hired, and I've probably applied to 100 places by now, and I've had lots of interviews. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had interviews, but I keep getting the emails and the letters from people saying they're moving on to other candidates. And it's such a heartbreaking thing and such a stressful thing. And it's like, I start to get in this head, like, why? Like, not even Walmart wanted to interview me. They sent me an email saying that they decided not to pursue with my application. Not even Walmart wants me. Like, and it's getting so hard. But I do have an interview today. I'm getting ready to go to it. It is for a dietary aid position, and I'm really hoping I get it, because as of right now, I do have a job at Dunkin' Donuts. I'm supposed to start next week, but I'm really hoping I get this other job so I can tell them I don't want it, because you guys, the one thing I promised myself when deciding to leave my job was that I wasn't going to leave the job to work at a fast food place. And that's not me to insult anyone that does that. Please know I'm not trying to insult anyone, but for me and for my experience and for my resume and all that, that's the last thing I wanted. Like, that's the last place I wanted to go. But at the same time, I need money. 90 cents in my bank account. That's not going to pay the credit card payment that's due in a couple days. That's not going to pay my car payment that's due this month. My US cellular bill. Like, nothing is going to be paid off with 90 cents in my bank account. And this has been a really hard experience for me. And last night I ended up totally breaking down, sobbing, couldn't breathe, like having a panic attack, because I just feel like I made a stupid mistake leaving my job. I feel like I left the job too quickly. I feel like I let one bad day there determine that decision, when I should have taken at least a week to decide. The bad day that I had that made me decide to put in my notice was 2 days before I put in my notice. I wish I had just waited a week. I wish I waited it out. I wish that I had enough left my job before having a backup job. And don't get me wrong, like, I wanted to leave that job. Like, I'm not saying that I was happy there or anything, because I wasn't. But at the same time, it was a job. And, you know, even though I might have ended up being, like, unhappy this week, I would have at least had pay. I would have at least had tips to bring home at night. I would have at least had another week of hours for my check next week. Like, I just feel like I made a mistake. And that's just, like, me being honest with you guys. Like, I'm not necessarily saying it was a bad decision, like, but for me personally, this is how I'm feeling right now. Like, I'm just feeling like I made the wrong decision. Or, like, I should have just waited to make that decision. I should have waited it out for at least a week. Like, given it at least a week. Or better yet, just, like, say that I was going to leave the minute I got a different job. But I can't go back. I can't go back and turn back time and, you know, make this decision go away. I can't. You know, a lot of people have, you know, my sister, my boyfriend, all that have said to me, why don't you go and ask if you could work there again? Why don't you go ask for your job back? And to me, it's just not an option. Like, because not only do I not want to go back with my tail between my legs, because I was honest with my manager when I put in my notice. I told him exactly how I was feeling. I told him I wasn't happy anymore. And I just was honest and transparent with him, and he understood. Like, please, like, we did not leave that conversation on bad terms. He completely understood. But, but because I said all that, like, I feel like I can't go back and say, never mind, I was just kidding. You know, and I don't want to. I want to be able to find a job, but I want it to be, like, the job. And, like, obviously, like, I'll still work at Dunkin' if I don't get this job today, or if I can't find a job before they tell me what my schedule is going to be. Because the hope is that I can just say, hey, I'm really sorry to have wasted your time, but I've decided not to pursue with this job and take a different one. So, yeah, that's been really hard for me. It really has. But Cody has been very supportive. My family, for the most part, have been supportive. I just want to talk about this stuff because, like, I feel like I can't be the only person that's ever gone through this. Like, I really feel like I've hit rock bottom. And I really don't want to start crying because I'm putting on makeup for this interview that I'm about to go do. So I'm going to try my best to kind of, like, just calm down. But I don't know, if I could go back, I wouldn't have put in my notice so soon. I would have waited. The original idea before I decided to just put in my notice was that I was going to cut down my days there so I would have more time to find a different job. And also because the drive was too much and I kind of wish I had just done that. But I just, like, I can't keep beating myself up over this because at the end of the day, this is the decision I made. This was the bed I made and I have to lay it now. But I do have an interview today, and as of right now, I do have a job. It's not going to be the job I want, but it's at least something to make money until I find a better job. So, that is the update on that. I'm really hoping that this interview goes well. I'm just going to go in with confidence and just, you know, I just want to believe that it's going to go well, because I feel like if I believe it will go well, then it will go well. So that is the plan I have going on today. Any other updates? No. I don't even think I mentioned I went to a Chris Stapleton concert. A week or 2 weeks ago. No. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I went to a concert, Chris Stapleton. And at the end of this vlog, I'll put in the clips from the concert so you guys can get a little taste of what I experienced. It was not the best experience as far as concerts go. I will never be in a pit again for a concert. The idea is great. And me and my sister, like, when we decided it, we were like, because the reason why we got pit tickets is because at the time that they had gone on sale, because we bought tickets the day they went on sale. And when we had got the tickets, they were the same price as the seating. So we're like, well, why wouldn't we get the ticket so we'd be closer to the stage? And while I was pretty close to the stage, I was able to actually see Chris Stapleton. We were remembered, like, when did I see Fall Out Boy? I think in 2016, I went to see Fall Out Boy, and we were in the pit again, and this time around, we were like, why did we do this again? Last time, like, we remember just saying, like, this sucked. Like, this sucks. There's too much shoving. Too many people fighting around us. Like, we weren't fighting with anybody, but, like, people were shoving. People were getting mad that their boyfriend was flirting with another girl. There was, like, so much drama, and I'm like, I just came here for a concert. Like, I just came here to look at the stage and listen to Chris Stapleton singing. And I'm going to insert one of the clips I got of him singing my favorite song, one of my favorite songs that he does. And the whole time you can hear one of the guys that were a part of this whole, like, oh, my boyfriend was flirting with another girl kind of drama, just, like, yelling and, like, thank you for ruining this video of mine. Like, thank you for that. So, I would see Chris Stapleton again. Chris Stapleton was awesome. Marcus King Band, who opened for them, was awesome. I did like Margot Price, I believe her name was. I wouldn't buy any of her music or per se, but she was also very good. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with my hair. I think I want it up since it's a dietary aid position, and like if you work in food service, your hair should be up. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe just like a low bun. Yeah, I wouldn't buy any of her music, but she was very good. And I would see Chris Stapleton again. My only complaint is, like, he sings at, like, a certain angle. Yeah, I like that. It's very, like, professional looking. He sings at, like, an angle, so, like, and it was the same angle. Like, Mike's here, and he sings like this, which is fine, but then where I was standing, I was facing his back. So I ended up not really being able to actually, like, see him Now there are screens next to the stage where we were, and like obviously cameras were like getting in on all the, like, as if it was like a DVD concert kind of thing. So I was able to see like parts that way. But yeah, it was just like, it's hard to say I had a really great experience because of all the stuff that was going on in the pit, that I was just like, me and my sister like swore like, we're not doing this again. We're either gonna get seats or lawn seats, which are like in the way back, but they're like also dirt cheap and you at least get to hear it. But yeah, I'll insert the clips of it at the end. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to kind of update you guys on. I'm just really struggling. I'm just not gonna lie to you guys. I'm going through a really hard time, and I appreciate any of your guys' feedback, any of your guys' advice. Even just like your silent support. Like obviously watching my videos, watching this video is supporting me, and I appreciate you guys. And through this time off, it has made me want to restart my like motivation towards the channel. I have so many video ideas that I want to do that are involved with cooking, and I think that's kind of what I'm going to turn this channel into, is kind of more, I don't know, like I never want to give my channel a niche, because my thing from the very beginning is just wanting to upload videos that I want to upload, videos that I like to watch. And lately one of my biggest obsessions is watching other people's like what's for dinner videos and stuff, and I'm thinking about trying to do them for myself. And I'm going to start doing videos that I like really want to make. And so I'm getting into it again. Cody's helping me a lot with that. So I'm hoping to have more content on here. I want to upload at least once a week is my goal. And then once I get to a part where it's the flow and all that, then I'll maybe go back to like my Mondays and Thursday schedule I used to have years ago when I first started. But that's all I'm going to say for now, and that's all I'm going to do in this vlog. I know this vlog was just me talking, but this is real life. This is stuff that's going on, and I wanted to share it with you guys because, like I said, I share my entire life with you guys, so like why wouldn't I share this experience? So yeah, but it's so hot in here. I have to get out of this bathroom and go put on an outfit for this interview. But if you guys like this video, I promise that hopefully my next vlogs, whenever they are, whenever I vlog again, will be a little bit more happier. But if you guys like this video, if you like this video and you want to see more vlogs on my channel, then please don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you haven't already, you can just go ahead and click that little red thing. I can't speak. And I'll see you guys in my next video.